Good job, Mouse. Come on. Come on. Go ahead. Get your butt out. Love you.
Get the fling out.
Okay. All right. Are we starting again?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted the kitty.
Hello.
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 Hi.
Hey.
Welcome back
to
episode 3.
Count 'em.
Okay. Of
Boost
and Reviewed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay. We're here again for the third week.
For the third month, Danielle.
Third month.
Can I get a new co-host?
This is the bullying I get. This is the bullying.
This is the bullying.
Anyway, so yeah, welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back, Danielle.
How are you? Besides wanting a new goddamn co-host,
I could put up with you. I could put up with you. Everybody.
yeah. Anyway, how's your week this week? Anything exciting happen this week?
Yeah.
What happened? Why are you laughing at me? I'm literally generally actually concerned with your life.
I was going to say something that maybe I was going to make your life difficult and have you edit it out of the podcast.
Oh, no.
But that's why I laughed, because I thought about saying it and then I didn't say it. I had the worst week at work, and then just like, it was too long.
But then you had Friday off.
Yeah, and I have tomorrow off.
So, see, all good things.
A 4-day weekend on the best weekend, honestly.
All good things. All good things.
All good things. How was your week? Tell me about your week.
It was good. Mine was also stressful, but it was fine.
And you have tomorrow off too, so...
No, I don't. Just don't let her lie to you.
She needs to take tomorrow off. Self-care, Danielle.
Celebrate. We need to celebrate self-care.
We need to practice self-care.
Yeah, you're right. We'll see. I'm going to go to work tomorrow.
She is going to work tomorrow. Honestly, I'm going to bully her to not go to work.
No, it's fine.
I'm going to bully her to go back to... or to not go to work.
Don't go back to work.
Go back to work.
So, yeah.
Well, I'm sorry that your week was stressful.
It's okay. I'm sorry your week was stressful.
It's okay. Here we are drinking together.
Yeah, this is
Sunday evening.
Sunday fun day.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
You want to tell them about how fun our Sunday has been?
Yeah. So, Morgan and I had a girls' day before we recorded. Yay! And we went to the land of the holy books, aka
Noble.
So we went to Barnes & Noble, and we had a journey.
A very long journey.
Which we will speak about why we went to Barnes & Noble later in the podcast.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then we went and got sushi. And we picked out our booze that we're going to drink today.
Oh, yeah. I forgot we did that.
Yeah. Do you want to tell them what we're drinking today?
We are drinking an Adirondack Winery Happy Holidays apple pie wine.
Which every other podcast, one of us gets to choose the booze. And I was like, I want something fall, because when this comes out, it's going to be October 1st.
Yep.
And we're going to be in the midst of fall.
Yep.
So I'm like, let's do something apple. And this is what we found. So,
and it was pretty cheap too. It was like $10.
Yeah, that's not bad for a wine.
No.
We'll see how it tastes though.
All right. Give me your glass.
Okay. Oh yeah. The porridge. ASMR.
That smells like poop.
Oh, it does not.
It does. It smells like
a cider. Dirty farts.
All right. I'll give you just a tiny bit now.
Thanks.
Yep.
We are the people who drink wine with ice in our glass. So judge us in the comments.
I'll set that right up there so y'all cannot see the label. That was the whole point of me putting it there. You can't even see it. It's okay. All right.
Yeehaw!
Cheers.
Boosted and reviewed.
All right. Let's see. That's so good.
What the heck?
That's really good.
That's so good. It's like apple juice. What the frig?
I just looked at it. I thought I was going to hate it. That first sip, like the instant
you were like
that
nervous.
it hits your mouth, it tastes like ass.
Does it? I didn't get that.
Aftertaste, it tastes like apple pie.
That's so good.
Yeah, it's the aftertaste that really works. The first taste is literal wine, and I'm not really a huge wine drinker.
This is so
really
good.
I'm glad I bought it. You can't fucking.
Wait, that's so good. Yay!
That's really good.
That's so good. Okay, now here's the real thing, though.
Okay.
We have to base it off the last two that we've had.
Okay.
So think about it for a sec. So we had Truly Ice Pops, which was
Lowest of the low.
yeah, and then we just had High Noons seltzers, and we tried the peach and the pineapple.
Yeah.
And now we're drinking this apple pie one.
Okay, so what are we just saying, like, to drink, just to have a drink randomly? Like, what would we prefer?
Out of the three, yeah, sure.
I'm definitely between the High Noons and the wine, but this isn't.
You wouldn't have. I'm thinking. I understand what like. You wouldn't go to the supermarket and just solely get this.
The wine?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's freaking
It's
good.
really good.
I didn't expect it to be this good.
No, I didn't. You can taste like the cinnamon.
Yeah, and I
There's,
like that.
cinnamon that you put on top
Yeah.
of an apple pie.
You know what I like about this? And I'm sorry I'm interrupting you, but the thing I like about this is that it's not carbonated like normal, and like it's not as sour as normal ciders, and you get the cinnamon, and you don't normally get that in
this
normal
is a
cider.
wine, not
And
a
this
cider.
is and that's why I think I like it a lot.
We almost got apple pie moonshine.
Yeah, we were about to go get hammed.
We were going to be dead on a Sunday with Danielle stupidly going. You might have been able to call in sick tomorrow, honestly, if we got the moonshine. Gosh. Okay.
This is so good.
So if I had to. Okay, so I'm just going to base this off of our Tuesday bachelor nights.
Okay,
I think I would prefer this over a High Noon.
same.
Okay.
So good.
Things
I
are
wish
getting better.
they would get. I wish that they would come out with other flavors, and I'm sure they do.
Of what?
Like if they did like I don't know, like a peach one or like
sure
a blueberry one.
We just went to our liquor store and this was like right up in the front where they had all of the
Like it was like
pumpkin
fall
and
flavored
fall, yeah.
stuff, and we were just like, it was my turn to choose, so I was like fall thing. So I like it.
That is very
10 out of 10 for this. That's
very- like,
tasty.
I still have the aftertaste.
Yeah, and it's a nice aftertaste because sometimes when you have apple things, it does not taste good after, but it's a
Yeah.
nice, like,
Yeah.
sit on your mouth palate, tasty things. Sit on your mouth. So, yeah, if you guys live in the Adirondack area, that's a good wine.
It is very good.
And Morgan says she's not a very wine person, and she likes it. So, if you want something very fall tasting, this would be really good with like Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah,
It would be tasty. So yeah.
we can buy it for Friendsgiving.
Ooh, yeah.
Probably make like a
Like what did we make the last Friendsgiving?
Like a
we brought like apple cider and a cinnamon whiskey.
yeah, we did like a spiced something.
Yeah.
But Jordan made sangria, and it's wine
That would be tasty.
and fruit.
Yeah. With like you could do like cranberry and like apples as the fruit
Okay, so you're making that for Friendsgiving?
Okay, I guess I'm making that for Friendsgiving.
I'm gonna have to take a picture of this so we know like the brand.
What it is. Yeah. That was really, really, really good.
That was really good.
Yeah. So yeah.
You said that you would prefer it.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Over the High Noons. I think,
Yeah.
especially since I had pineapple after drinking my second pineapple one, it wasn't as tasty. Yeah, it wasn't as tasty. I did like it for just like when we first tasted it was really good, but I think I would try a different flavor the next time.
Just to kind of give you guys an idea, the back of it has like where it falls on the like dry, semi-dry, sweet, semi-sweet. It's in the semi-sweet column, but it's more toward the end of sweet. So like, I don't know if you could explain it better.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So like on the back there's meters, right? It's in between sweet and semi-sweet, but towards the beginning of the semi-sweet like the branch of it.
It goes
Yeah.
sweet, semi-sweet.
But it's closer to the beginning of semi-sweet.
Correct.
Yeah. So if you're not a dry person, you're probably gonna not like this. But
Yeah.
it's very good for your sweet wine fans.
Mm-hmm.
But it's actually, and I like dry wines, and it's not that bad.
I was looking to see the percentage on this though. Does it say? I don't think it does.
tasty and good.
It doesn't say. Oh wait.
While Morgan's looking for that,
11%.
It's 11%?
Yep.
Interesting. So if you guys have any suggestions on any alcohol you guys want us to try that you've tried that you like, because this time we didn't really have any, I wanted something fall, but we didn't really have anything to base it off. So if you guys want us to try something specific, let us know and we'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I can't promise we're gonna like it.
Oh yeah, we'll tell you if we don't like it. Let me tell you, Morgan tells me all the time she don't like something I like.
I say your sunglasses look okay one time. God damn.
Anyway, so yeah, try this wine if you're in the area. It's very, very good. Or I'm sure there's an apple wine somewhere in your area that you can give a try.
If you like talking about books and alcohol, we're looking for a new co-host.
Anyways, do you want me to talk about the books that I've read, or do you want to talk about the books
I
you read?
started last time, I think, so it's you.
Okay, I didn't read very many because I am a slow reader, but I read Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. Finley Donovan is Killing It by, oh my gosh, I can't remember the author. And then Local Woman Missing. And I just finished Jackdaws by Ken Follett yesterday. So I've read 4 books.
Okay.
And real quick, because I don't want to spend too long, Gone Girl was a disappointment. I'm very upset. Finley Donovan,
because I need to read.
Yeah, I won't say too much. Finley Donovan is Killing It. Best book I've read this year. It's my favorite book I've read this year, but
wow,
it's very light and super funny.
That's on my TBR too. So
it's so good. It's so good. And then Jackdaws, is I have a book club that I started with like some close friends and family, and it's a historical fiction about a group of 6 females who bombed the communications line of the Germans in World War II. And it's about their story about going through all of that and how they came to that mission, and it's so good. So good. I am not a huge historical fiction fan, and I'm very particular when it comes to historical fictions, but that one was really, really good. I gave it a 4.
Okay.
But Finley Donovan is like seriously the best book I've read all year, and I've read a lot of good books this year, and it's just like I read a lot of thrillers that are like have you on the edge of your seat, and this is a thriller mystery, but it's not what you expect. It's super cute in a like not in a bad way, like that's like romancy. It's like it's not romance at all.
I said thank God.
It's really cute in a sense that like she got into a bad situation and it just keeps getting worse, and it's funny as heck. So yeah, that's no spoilers, nothing really bad spoilers. So yeah, I would say that one's my best one, and there's not really much to talk about just because like I feel like everybody's read, besides Jackdaws, everybody's read Gone Girl, and Finley Donovan's Killing It. So
depending on what I read for this next month, maybe I'll try and fit Gone Girl in so we can talk about it on the next podcast, because I know you want to talk about it.
Yeah, it's super good in the fact that you want to finish it and want to know what happens. But yeah, so I don't want to say anything.
But, yeah,
it's a disappointment. It was a disappointment for me because everybody who I talked to while I was reading was like, oh my gosh, it's so good, like you're gonna love it. And then people who watched the movie were like, that's such a good movie. And then I like finished the book.
Oh, there's a movie.
Yeah, it's on Hulu. Cool. Yep, it's on Hulu.
Cool.
But yeah, everybody who read it was like, you're gonna love it. And then I finished it and I was just like, that was it. So yeah.
Wait a minute, you're talking about Gone Girl. Yes, I knew there was a movie. I thought you were talking about the Ken Follett.
Oh no, not Jackdaws.
I was like,
no.
Oh, there's a movie? Cool.
Yeah, no, just Gone Girl. So yeah,
I didn't know there was a movie for Gone Girl.
So yeah, but that's the hot tea from me this month, because everybody freaking loves Gone Girl. And then so yeah, but yeah, so my least favorite this month was Gone Girl.
And your favorite? I know you already said it.
Finley Donovan.
Yeah.
So good.
And you just got approved for the sequel.
I did get approved for the second Finley Donovan. I'm hoping to fit it in either November or this month. Mm-hmm. I've just got my reading promises get a little too overboard every month, and it's just getting to the point where I need to either say no to somebody or read faster.
I feel like you have not a lot of free time because your work day ends at like kind of later.
Yeah.
And then you want to read all these books. You have like family and friends you want to hang out with.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to be a bookstagrammer sometimes.
Honestly.
It's so hard because you want to be able to post and comment and like engage with people and also read the books that other people are reading, as well as do the other things in life, like play. I have a boyfriend. She has a husband. So we have people that we want to give time to, and then we also have obviously other friends besides each other, so we want to spend time with them. So it's like big commitments, and it's hard to read books like this in a month. So yeah,
I could read that in a week.
yeah, you could, but then there's me who is like, I need to take in every single detail.
That's
what
fair.
does the
You're
word
just a slower reader.
what does the word the mean in this
Okay,
context?
well, you just read slower at
Yeah.
a slower pace. Nothing wrong.
It's
with
because I take everything in, and I'm just super particular when it comes to reading. Because like if I don't fully grasp what I just read, I have to reread it.
that. I feel like people. There's like okay, someone posted on Bookstagram recently, and I wish I could remember who it was, but she like went off and was saying how people are like not really going on Bookstagram that much or posting anything because there's like this pressure to post in the most aesthetic places. There's like
Yeah.
so like you need to read fast or like no one's gonna follow you. You have to post every single day or no one's gonna follow you. And I was just like, damn.
But you get to that point where you feel like it's true, like sometimes, because like I feel like if I don't post during the week, people aren't gonna engage with me or not, and just forget about like my existence on there. And I like to be able to like engage with everybody and whatnot. And but that's the thing, you shouldn't have to worry about that. It's just a carefree zone, and that's like reading's one of our favorite things that we love to do. And it's like sometimes the pressure of book Instagram really takes away from like the pleasures of reading and being in that community. So yeah, I totally understand.
Yeah.
And I think when you get to following like those big book Instagrammers who are like, I read 20 books in a month, and you're like, what the frig? What the heck do you do all day?
There was a girl that I followed who posted, it was like her monthly end of the month wrap up or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
She read 70 books.
And I don't understand, how do you do that? I'm wondering if they listen to the books.
Maybe that goes like if I could focus on audiobooks. I know you and I have had this conversation. If I could focus on audiobooks, I would probably be able to read more.
Right.
Because I could put it on while I was at work. And sometimes I do get downtime at work to read, but like not nearly. I could listen to a book for 8 hours some days, like if I'm at the office and not doing anything else and I just have other things to focus on, I could listen to an audiobook. I listen to podcasts.
It's different. Books are different than a podcast, because I feel like it's easier to not listen to the whole podcast and still understand what's going on. If you miss a certain part of the book, you're like, what the frick did I miss?
Yeah.
And that's where the audiobooks are hard for me and you, because we both have like, we're selective here sometimes. So like if something else is going on, we're gonna completely just like out the book. So yeah, I agree. But like, and that's the thing, it's like when you see these girls who are reading 20 to 100 books every month, you're like, holy cow, that's like pressure that you have to put on yourself, and these like people that you want to be like, wow, I wish I could do that, and like, why am I not doing that? So it's like and it's like, who cares if you read 100 books? If you read one book a month, holy cow, you should be proud of yourself. There's a lot of people who don't read at all, so it's like, you should be proud of yourself for solely reading half a book. Crap, like, honestly. So I don't know, but I agree with her. It's like, no one should be pressured to read that amount at that much, and it's hard.
And I feel like, I mean, I am a quick reader, so that doesn't really bother me as much, because I understand that like I have a life and I do other things. Like, yes, I have a lot of time to read sometimes, and I'm a fast reader anyway, but if I read 4 books a month, that's cool. That's fine with me.
Yeah, I'm totally cool with that.
Month, that's also fine.
Yeah.
But I think where it's kind of put the pressure on for me is like finding aesthetically pleasing places to take pictures.
Yeah.
Because like when I went on that vacation and I took the picture of Malibu Rising, it had one of those cute little, you know what picture I'm talking about. It had like a little spherical thing.
Yeah.
And I looked at it and I was like, I need to take all of my pictures here before I leave because this is going to get me like not necessarily more followers. Like that's the only reason why I'm posting it. But that's
more people are going to want to look at it.
Yes. Yeah. More people are going to want to look at it and engage with me because I feel like I don't have a lot of engagement on my posts. Like you will always comment on mine. Liv does. Annie does.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. And honestly, if that's all I get, that's all I get.
Yeah.
Really
it makes
care.
you happy because those are the people that love you.
Right.
But getting other people you want to get to know and like see their posts too. It's hard when you're not putting something out that other people like to look at. That's the same thing that happened to me when I was in Maine on the beach. I'm like, all these books I gotta take pictures of because it's beautiful here and you're on a beach and people are gonna love to look at the beach. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, I don't know.
But I feel like just to know you have people that care about you. Like I have a friend on Bookstagram who took like, she didn't even say, like, you know how some people on Bookstagram are like, I need to take a break for my mental health, or I just need to take a break. I'll be back soon. I don't know if she even ever posted. I just stopped seeing her posts and I would like tag her and stuff and she wouldn't like even look at it. So I was like, oh, okay. Like, is she mad at me? Like, what's going on? But then come to find out she literally just hadn't been on Bookstagram in like 3 months.
Just because she needed a break from the pressure.
And I think she like has.
There's probably other things.
Job and like there's other things, going on. But she just came back like a couple weeks ago and I was like, oh my God, you're back. Like, let's talk about all the things that like were going on while you were gone. I missed you, like whatever. And I think she posted about how she might have lost some followers because people like she wasn't posting anymore. And I was like, oh, I was just waiting for you to come back. Like,
it's okay if you have to take a break, but like it sucks. Tell anybody. Yeah, it also sucks that the Bookstagram makes people feel that pressure and like the negativity around that people post on some people's pages is like just not okay, and it makes people not want to be part of that community anymore, or like even like take away from their experiences in like reading. So I don't know. I totally feel that. Like one of my friends is taking a break because a lot's going on with her family, and I was just like, if you need anything, like seriously, I'm here. I know I can't, I'm far away from you, but like if anything I can do, I like if you need me to send you a book just for happiness, just tell me, I will do it. So yeah, I don't know. It's just, but yeah, but that's the artist in you, the deep within you wanting to take aesthetically pleasing pictures.
I want to, because honestly, and I'm not putting you on the spot, but all of your pictures on Bookstagram are so cute.
But that's the thing. It's not like I even try. It's literally just like I take the things that I see in my house and I just do it. Like a default picture for me is literally in front of my bookshelf. So it's like if I'm not thinking very creatively, I'm just like, oh, I'll just take a picture in front of my bookshelf, and it always ends up pretty cute. So I don't know. It's like, I also think like in like terms of like the season we're in. So like obviously right now people on Book Instagram are like fall time. People want leaves, pumpkins, freaking, I don't know, orange, whatever. So like I'm just, and like I also look at Pinterest and see what people put on Pinterest as well. Like if I type in book,
think into it.
Oh yeah. Book, if you go to book photography and you're just like feeling a slump aesthetically wise, they give tons of ideas of what. Yeah, so it's like that's where for me that's the same problem. Is there's like I'll be in my apartment and I'm like there's nothing that I can take a picture of right now because I take this and I feel like every once in a while I end up taking the same pictures.
There was a time period that my entire Instagram, like I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a theme, and it was literally like the bedroom right next to this one, it's like a lighter blue.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, we're gonna take a picture next to this one. And I had noticed that like since I had a theme going on, I was getting more interaction. So I was like, oh, this is kind of like a basic background. I'll just keep doing this.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I don't want my entire theme to be like that blue. I want to take more pictures. And then I noticed after I changed it that I wasn't getting as much interaction.
Interesting.
I was like, damn, I wanted to change it for myself. But like, everybody.
But at the same time, it sucks that you're thinking like that because you want it to be for you, your page for you, and like to your enjoyment and stuff like that. And you want other people to appreciate what you like because of you. But they're only doing that because it's like aesthetically nice to look at.
Yeah. And I mean, I even catch myself sometimes where if I go to like, because sometimes I'll just go and be like, I'm going to go on a following spree because I want to find other people to talk to and like whatever.
Yeah.
And I feel like Bookstagram is a very welcoming community, but I feel like it's also kind of a cliquey community as well.
Oh, so cliquey.
So like I'll even try, I know some people don't like being tagged by random people in like the challenges.
Yeah.
But I've noticed any challenge that I get tagged in, 99.9% of the time I'm tagging you.
Yeah. Or like Liv.
3 other people.
Same.
So I'm like, I'm just going to go and look on my page and see, like, I'm going to type in B and see who comes up first.
Yeah.
But then some people will just like it and be like, and not say anything.
Yeah, that's it. And then they wrote, yeah. And it's like, you don't, and then at that point you feel like you're bothering them and like you're doing that. And then they're like annoyed with you. Yeah.
So I like, that was kind of a way for me to meet new friends.
Yeah.
But I also like, I'll comment on people's stuff and be like, oh my God, you read this book? Like, let's talk about it. And then I'll go into their DMs and like want to talk about it. And they'll talk for a minute, but like
that's about it. Yeah.
About it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to be like an annoying, like that annoying person on Bookstagram.
It makes me, I agree with you. It makes me feel bad because like I love to like meet new people on there and like talk to people, but like some people, and that's why I comment like a fiend. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but if you ever go through your book Instagram, you'll see comments for me because I try to comment on every single picture I see that I like and like am interested in, and I read people's reviews and I'm like, oh, I'm adding this to my TBR, or like, if you have you read any other things by this author, just to have a conversation and like really engage with people, because like I want to meet new people, and I'm outgoing in a sense at times, and then that's just me wanting to talk similar vibes because book people are my people, and I just feel like it's less judgy. Some people are less judgy on there than like going out into public and being like, hey, like a girl at friggin' Barnes and Noble today when we were there, our friend who was with us picked up a book and was like, this one sounds good, and the girl was like, it's so good, and she was so friendly. I was like, oh my God, I want to be a friend.
We started talking about Bookstagram like right after that, and I was hoping she was going to come over and be like, I have a Bookstagram.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I want to be her friend.
I also like, we could have gone up to her and been like, do you have a Bookstagram? Like,
yeah, we could have literally talked to her, but like I didn't want.
It's creepy.
Yeah, but at the same time I wanted to be a friend.
Yeah, she seemed really nice.
Yeah, but I don't know, we just went on a freaking tangent. But
I'm so sorry.
But I guess the point of the conversation is that we really shouldn't take it as a pressure, and we should read at our own pace and enjoy our time with books however we like it, and enjoy and do whatever post you like. Who cares if it's like not as aesthetically pleasing as my post, the person who has 10,000 followers? Like, who cares? It's like, this is a place for you to talk to your people you like. And Morgan wants me to pour more wine.
Well, her glass is empty. You can't see it. Her glass is empty.
It's tasty. This is how you're gonna know when we have really good drinks.
There's only one glass of wine, and Danielle's like, wasted. I'm just kidding.
Untrue.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, so if you're a book Instagram grammar listening to this, don't let book Instagram.
Don't let people bully you on book Instagram.
Yeah. I don't know. Just don't let people get you down. Those are the people you want to connect with anyway. And as if somebody's going to be mean to you, just block them. Or if you feel pressured by them, unfollow them. That's not fun.
Yeah. Unfollow and block.
Anyway, after that tangent.
Anyway, are you done talking about the books?
Yeah. If you want to read Gone Girl, be disappointed. You're going to be disappointed.
Oh my goodness.
Hot Take Tuesday. Sunday. No, I'm not. People
take a sip of wine.
No,
take a sip.
Nope. I was
take
gonna, it. No, this is people on the internet are gonna think about alcoholic, and somebody's gonna anonymously call AA and be like, so there's this girl I watch on YouTube, and she drinks a lot, and her co-host thinks that she's drinking too much and says she's always drunk, so I think she needs to go to AA. Okay,
I'm gonna sign you up for AA after this.
No. Oh, Danielle! Anyway, do you want to talk about your books?
Well, after you get your shit together, maybe.
Is this right? Hello. Well, we'll find out.
Do you want me to check?
Yeah, can you?
Okay.
Don't drop your wine. Hello. Oh, we're good. Okay. So sorry.
God damn it. This is what happens when you work with alcoholics. Anyway, so this month I read We Were Never Here by, I think it's Andrea Bartz.
Okay.
I don't have the book on hand. I found it in the living room. It was a book of the month last month or the month before.
Oh, okay.
Really good. Mm-hmm. Really good. I think I gave it a 4. There was just a little bit like it was a really good thriller. I'm gonna make you read that at some point. No pressure. I'm gonna make you read that at some point.
No pressure. Morgan's what pressures me every month.
We just talked about peer pressure, and I'm the one that's telling Danielle to read 17 books a month. And then I yell at her when she doesn't.
Yep.
So
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I read Our Local Woman Missing, and I read Pretty Girls by, oh my gosh, Karen Slaughter.
Oh yeah.
That one was good. It was very gory and very descriptive. I think it was listed as a thriller, but it had parts of it that it was just very descriptive. It wasn't like spooky or like terrifying. I think I told you like bits and pieces of it. I'm not going to give that to Bookstagram or to Bookstagram.
To the internet.
The internet, everyone. It was very good. If you can handle, like if you don't have a what's the word? Or if you have a strong stomach, that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
If you have a strong stomach, you can read it.
It was just super descriptive when it came to like gore, the gore factor. Okay.
Torture.
Oh yeah.
That kind of gives it all away. Like you can kind of.
Yeah.
So that one was good. I read One to Watch, which was a recommendation from Danielle, which we'll talk about later. I rated that a 5. And then yesterday I finished Razorblade Tears.
I have not read it yet, but I'm dancing anyway.
That book, I know Danielle just told you guys that Finlay Donovan was the book of the year for her. Razorblade Tears was the book of the year for me. Hot take.
I don't know if that's a hot take, because a lot of people really like that book.
But it was...
I can't wait. Yeah, I'll read it. I don't know when, but I will.
Danielle's mom let me borrow it. What a great...
Hey, shout out to mom! Yay, mom! Yay, mom!
So it was like, I messaged you and I messaged Liz, and I was like crying in the first 10 pages. It was, and I'm not like, you know me, I'm not like sobbing.
She's not.
I'm not sobbing, but I was just reading it and I was like,
whoa.
Like I got a couple like tears in my eyes, kind of cry. But I was just like, I think I texted Danielle too in the middle of the book, and I was like, I just know that this book is going to be a good book, and I was not disappointed.
I saw, I know we both follow this person. His name's Fred Handbags, and he reads a lot of, he's an older man, and he reads a lot of thrillers, and he's, I think it's Fred Handbags. He commented on your post and said, this was a really good book and all that stuff. And he reads a lot of thrillers and a lot of books that we read. And, he's an older gentleman, but, I saw he commented on your thing, and I was like, yay, I like him, because he's like, he always comments on my stuff too. And
oh, really?
He's just super friendly.
I don't know if I follow him, because you just said his name and I don't.
I'm gonna look, but
okay.
I need to read that book. But I think he commented on it and said like a little bit of a spoiler, and I was like, ugh.
I'm gonna look now because I don't remember.
Hello. Pause while we look on our book Instagrams, because Instagram is our life.
Oh, yeah, Fred Handbag reads such a great story. Oh, no, it wasn't a spoiler. I'm not gonna, it's not a spoiler. He just said something about one of the main characters about like how it's just about the two dads whose sons were murdered, and they come together and they start like trying to figure out who killed their sons, because their sons, so Ike is black and Buddy Lee is white. Their sons were married to each other. Mm-hmm. So it was an interracial marriage. They were gay and were murdered. So they were like, well, is this a hate crime? Like, what's going on? So they kind of teamed together, because the cops were just kind of like, oh, well, they were an interracial gay couple. We don't really know what's going on with it. And they just kind of brushed it under the rug. And they were both like, hell no, we're going to try and figure out what happened. But it also kind of brings in the point, because they had both spent time in prison, the dads. So they like talk about their time in prison and how it's so different, and how like there was a part of the book, and this isn't a spoiler, but they had to go to like a more white neighborhood to like ask questions, and
people were kind of dismissive.
He just sent Buddy Lee up, and Buddy Lee was like, yeah, I'm just gonna call, like, I'm gonna knock on the door and I'm gonna ask questions. And Ike, the black man, was like, I'm not doing that. I'm going to get the cops called on me. So he stayed in the truck. Buddy Lee got all of the information that he needed. So like, it just talks about all of that. It's a very
what's happening right now book.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a very with the time. Well, I don't really know if I should say with the times, but like what's happening
What's
right
happening
now.
currently,
And it's very, it was just very good. I can't say that enough. I highly doubt another book that I read the rest of the year is going to top that. Unless Blacktop Wasteland ends up being really great, I'm going to try and read that before the end of the year. Good. But I would suggest getting to Razorblade Tears if you haven't.
Should we read Blacktop Wasteland for November?
We can if you want to.
We can talk about it.
Okay. So those were all my reads.
Pause. I need to tell you something really important. Your eyebrows look really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean it.
You spent all day with me.
I literally am looking at them right now and they look real good. I'm being serious. I know you don't believe me, but I think they look really great.
Well, I want to know what they look like now.
They look real good. Oh, well, your eyebrows look good.
Okay, my camera's not working. I feel like... Oh, there we go. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, they look really nice. I think you did a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm being serious. I know you don't think I am, but they look really good.
Danielle!
Okay. I'm sticky from your energy drink.
Still looking for a new co-host. Please send help.
RIP. There's going to be a want ad at the end of this that says new co-host needed. Boost and reviewed.
Not an alcoholic.
We're looking for somebody who's not an alcoholic to try booze.
To try booze. Yep.
And then who is annoying as hell and then doesn't interrupt my words and says your eyebrows look good. Anyway, well, keep going.
That was it. You just interrupted my end.
You had one more book, didn't you?
No. I finally had Razorblade Tears yesterday.
So yeah, long story short, go get Razorblade Tears.
Get it. My favorite, you know what's really difficult? I don't know if Local Woman Missing was better than Razorblade Tears.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You like Razorblade Tears better, or it's like on the same spectrum?
Let's have another drink before you try that again. I'm saying I think Razorblade Tears might be better.
Oh, I can believe that.
But they're also kind of different books.
I would say yes.
So.
Yeah.
So without Local Woman Missing, Razorblade Tears 1000% was my favorite book. My least favorite book.
You read a lot of good ones.
I did read a lot of good ones.
You're in the same predicament that I was in last month.
I think my least favorite would have been Pretty Girls. Because
of the gore, right?
There was just a lot of aspects of it that I can't say it because it's going to... Do you want to read the book?
No.
You're not going to read it ever?
No. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
3, 2, 1. They try to pull off he faked his own death. And I hate when books do that. It's just an easy out for like bringing back a character that's supposed to be dead. So that was one of the big issues that I had with that book. What?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing. Keep going.
Do my eyebrows look bad now?
No!
What happened? Anyway, so spoilers over.
Okay.
Can you fucking tell me?
No, I can't.
Why?
Because again, it's gonna ruin a book.
What book?
I can't tell you.
Oh. I know what you're just going to tell me.
It's not really a spoiler.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. I'll just wait. So, yeah, that my favorite and least favorite, that was it. Mm-hmm. What are you looking forward to in October? Are you a Halloween girl?
I love Halloween. I love holidays. Like, I feel like this is me, like September, October, November, December, and like beginning of January are like the best times because all of the great holidays and like all just like the good fun moments are like in those 4 months. Like I love fall. September. It's like beginning of fall. It's like getting to be cooler and like you get to do fall, like decorate your house for fall, and like you get to drink pumpkin spice because I'm a basic white girl. And then there's then you get into October and you've got Halloween and like spooky things like pumpkin picking and like carving pumpkins, and then you've got like haunted houses. I hate haunted houses, but haunted houses, and then like scary movies and like all that jazz. And then you get into November, Thanksgiving, let's get fat, and then there's December, which I love. Christmas is my favorite. I love Christmas.
I hate Christmas.
I'm gonna read all of the Christmas romances in December.
God, we're not reading.
But yay! Love this. And then January 1st is freaking New Year's, and you get to start over and like
Read more books.
right. You get to start your new reading goal and like
Yes.
new book. Like you get to anticipate for the whole new year and stuff like that. And I don't know, it's exciting. It's an exciting 4 months of time for me, and I love it a lot. How about you?
My birthday's in October. So Josh has a surprise for me, and I don't know what it is. He never.
I don't know.
Like, this isn't me talking shit. He like doesn't really do much for my birthday, and that's not like I'm not a person that needs to be like spoiled on my birthday. I just kind of want to like hang out with friends. Like,
Yeah.
do nothing different really. And every year, like the last couple of years, we've just like gone out to dinner, and he's like, "Oh, somebody's coming," and like my dad will show up. It's like sweet like that. But this year, he's like, "I have a whole day planned for us." And I'm really excited.
Wow, I'm excited for you.
I'm so excited. And that is not like, I hope that didn't come off as like complaining.
No. It's for me, it's not no. But I know you, so it's like,
yeah, I'm not really like a big, I want to do things person. Like he could literally just rent a movie. We could get takeout for my birthday, and
it would be the best day ever.
That would be the best day ever. Yep.
Yeah.
So
I feel that. I feel the same way.
So that's what I'm excited
That's exciting. I'm so excited for you. I don't know what it is. He keeps secrets real well.
for. Yeah, not me.
He's probably texting Jordan about it and was like,
Jordan, can you come home? I would die.
I would die for you.
I would literally die. Jordan, if you're listening to this, fly home. October, what's the weekend after my birthday? 16th? Whatever that weekend is.
That'd be amazing. I hope it's that.
Well, actually, she's coming home like the weekend after that. So I'm going to see her the following weekend.
Okay, so it's definitely not
Yeah,
that.
not that. Unless she's just getting another flight home.
Well, yeah, unless
Cool,
she's like getting home early and spending a week and then,
I doubt it.
yeah. Well, we're going to figure it out.
Anyway,
Danielle and Morgan are on the case. Josh, we're coming for your surprise.
I literally ruin all surprises.
Well, then stop looking for it. Case closed. We're not looking.
Ruin all surprises just because I need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
I hate surprises.
Okay.
Anyway,
Is there anything else you're looking? Is there any books you're looking forward to in October? Besides,
so actually, kind of, because when we just went to Barnes and Noble, and when we were looking for the book that we wanted to get, I found 2 Stephen King books that I want to read. One is Gerald's Game, which Danielle did not want to read because the first line talks about their kinky sex life. For those of you who have seen Gerald's Game, you know like what it is that they're talking about. And I saw the movie on Netflix, so I already know what's going to happen.
do you know the premise? Yeah.
But that movie was so good. Like that mentally fucked me up.
Yeah, so like they probably took a bunch out of the book that is even more.
So I'm excited for the book.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll probably fly through it.
Yeah. And then I got
Misery
by Stephen King, which Josh and Chris talked about on their podcast. Well, Chris talked about it on their podcast, and he said it was really
at
great.
Between the Bookends pod.
Between the Bookends pod. Podcast
On Instagram.
Okay, well, we'll tag them. It's fine. So I was excited to read that. So I got those 2 Stephen King books, and then I got Verity, which I have already read. Honestly, I might read it again. That's how good it was. But I have been trying to get you and one of my other friends to read Verity. And I was like, you know what? They can't say no to me if I have it.
If I have to push it
them.
on them.
It's just a book that I would love to own.
And you do.
And I do now because I bought it today. So I'm excited to read at least the 2 Stephen King books. I don't know if I'll reread Verity that soon because I read it this year. But it's a very good book. And I'm gonna read it eventually.
Oh, yeah, I sure will.
You sure will.
October. So I think I'm gonna read another Riley Sager. I want to read Between the Lies book, whatever the heck. The one where
Last Time I Lied.
Yeah, I want to read that one for Halloween-ish time.
I really, really think Home Before Dark is a better Halloween book than that one.
Okay, maybe I'll read that one then.
Home Before Dark is about a haunted house.
Oh, okay.
The other one is about, it's about like people who went missing at camp. So like it's a thriller. It's like a spooky thriller. But if you're looking for more something for Halloween, Home Before Dark would be your best bet.
Yeah.
I know I've been pushing that book a lot.
No,
today,
I know.
But it's a haunted house.
Yeah. So for my book, Morgan's part of this book club too. She just hasn't read in a while. We are gonna do a spooky bingo card, and
I'm so excited.
I can't. And then we're reading Plain Bad Heroines, which I'm really excited about.
I'll read that.
Yeah, it's 620 pages. So
holy shit.
yeah.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I'll still read it.
Yeah, just you might want to start sooner so you can like double read. Like what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break it into parts so I can read other books at the same time. So like I'll break it into like probably 30 pages a day so I can just get it done with and like still absorb the information a little bit. So, but I want to read some spooky books, like some more Riley Sager. I'm reading Legendborn right now and I have to get it done by Thursday. There's no chance. I'm only 100 pages in. I'm only 100 pages in. But it's
how long is it?
500.
Oh,
yeah, there's no chance.
way.
There's no chance, but at least if I can get to like maybe 300 by then, I will be able to finish it. I don't know if I'm going to join the book club because I'm really enjoying it right now.
You don't want to get it spoiled.
Yeah, so I really am enjoying it. So hopefully I can get it finished by next week if I don't get it done by Thursday, which I probably won't. But
I don't think so.
yeah, I want to do like some more witchy books and stuff like that, but that's what I'm looking forward to for October.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. You know, maybe you could open up the bingo card and like just share it on like our Bookstagram
Oh yeah,
page.
I can do it. I'm gonna make it sometime.
Yeah.
Probably this week because I gotta put into the Facebook group before after our meeting. So yeah.
All right. Do you want to start freaking getting into the book we came here for?
Yeah,
or?
we've been talking for a while.
We have. It's easily been an hour.
That's okay.
All right. Whatever. So
Not a big deal.
Do you want to read the synopsis or you want me to?
You can.
Okay. So the book that we're talking about now is Local Woman Missing by Mary Kubica. That's how I'm going to say it. Just to clarify, we're going to talk about the entire book. We're going to talk about spoilers. If you have not read this book, then maybe you should not listen to the rest of this part of the podcast because we'll probably talk about this for the rest of the podcast.
Yeah, I would literally just we're going to definitely spoil it. So
yeah, this is
stop listening now.
Yeah.
Come back later when you've read the book.
Exactly. All right. So the synopsis. Shelby Thibault is the first to go missing, not long after Meredith Dickey and her 6-year-old daughter Delilah vanished just blocks away from where Shelby was last seen, striking fear into their once peaceful community. Are these incidents connected? After an elusive search that yields more questions than answers, the case eventually goes cold. Now, 11 years later, Delilah shockingly returns. Everyone wants to know what happened to her, but no one is prepared for what they'll find. In this smart and chilling thriller, master of suspense and New York Times bestselling author Mary Kubica takes domestic secrets to a whole new level, showing that some people will stop at nothing to keep the truth buried. So, let's start out with what you rated it.
I gave it a 5. I loved this book.
I gave it a 5 too.
So good. So good.
Read this. So I knew that we were going to read this book, and I sent a picture of the books that I wanted to read to our friend Victoria. And I was like, please tell me what book I should read next, because I knew if I asked you, you would have told me one to watch. And I knew if I asked my other friend, she would have told me the book that she let me borrow.
Yeah.
So I needed like a neutral party.
Yeah.
So I sent it to her, and instantly she was like, Local Woman Missing. And I was like, okay. I read that in like 2 days.
Yeah. It's so good. It's a super quick read.
It's a super quick read. And Josh and I went to go see his sister and brother and dad in Syracuse. And I was like, Josh, I'll drive. You need to read me the book. I needed to know what happened. And then afterwards, Josh was kind of into the book too. Like he like got involved like halfway through the book.
Yeah. So he was like, maybe I should read this.
Yeah. But well, at the end, I finished it and he came out and he was like, so who was the murderer? And I told him and he was like, no shit.
Yeah, right.
He was surprised.
Yeah, on that note, I was a little surprised by it, but then I wasn't at the same time because, like, in the beginning, you kind of get weird vibes from her.
I had no idea.
Wait. Sorry. You had no clue?
No clue.
Yeah. I kind of got weird vibes from her in the beginning, but I didn't suspect her. Like, I was like, there's something weird going on with her. Bae.
I didn't even... Yeah, here's where we're going to differ. Is it Bae?
Or
is it
B?
Or B? Or Bia?
What have you been saying? Bia?
Bia.
I say Bae.
And then other people said B.
Yeah. The other day when Morgan came over when we were debating this, I went onto YouTube and it told us both of us are right.
Because
mine's the French version
Yeah.
and yours is the Italian version or something like English version.
Because it's short for Beatrice.
Yeah.
So Beatrice.
I wonder if in France they say Beatrice.
They probably do.
Yeah, so that's where I get Bea.
So if we are saying two different names, that we're talking about the same character.
That's literally why.
But I needed to talk about this book, and I know you hadn't read it at this point, so I couldn't talk to you about it anyway. But Danielle and I don't know if we've said this on the podcast, we don't speak to each other about the books that we buddy read until we record.
Literally today we are speaking about this.
We have not spoken about Local Woman Missing, except I think when you finished it, you sent me the mind blown emoji.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and that's it.
That's the only thing we said
about anything.
Yeah. Morgan says something like, "You need to read this book. You need to read this book."
And then Danielle knows, and of course we follow each other on Goodreads.
So Morgan reads my reviews because I post them before we do the podcast. Yeah. So Morgan reads my reviews.
But you don't post we didn't. You just posted that it was a good book and you rated it a 5. Right. I really at this point I know what you'll enjoy, what you won't. Yeah. So as soon as I finished it and rated it a 5, I knew you were gonna.
I was gonna get a 5. Yeah.
A 5.
Yeah.
But I had to text Victoria
because you needed to talk to somebody about it.
I'm going to try and find our text messages, but I sent her a suspect list because there were just so many.
There were a lot of people.
I sent her a suspect list and Bea wasn't on it.
Oh.
That's why I was so
holy cow.
Shit.
I thought it was Marty for a really long time.
Marty gave me weird vibes.
Here's one thing that I didn't like about this book. They never followed up about Marty.
As far as what?
As far as there wasn't really any end of her Cassandra and Marty's story. Yeah. And I felt like they were really involved in this for her to leave that out. Because we talked about Piper, but that's about it.
Can we talk about how big of a bitch Cassandra was?
Oh my god. Okay, this is where we get jumpy. So
yeah, we're kind of jumping.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start. Okay, rewind. Start over. Okay. Not really. But okay, where do we want to start? Do we want to start talk about what we liked and then kind of get into our lists and then
I don't know. Okay, yeah, let's get into what we liked and what we didn't like, and then we'll go into the book on our plot points and talk more.
Okay.
So what did you like about this book?
So as I said in our first podcast, I love nonlinear timelines. Oops, I'm so sorry. I love nonlinear timelines. So big fan of this book. It jumps all around time-wise. And I really just loved the story, the whole story of this, the family, the missing kid, and then the kid comes back, and then she's not really who she is, and then
Jesus, tell them the entire book.
Whatever.
Right,
well, but yeah. And then I loved that there was a happy ending because a lot of the times thrillers don't have happy endings. There was a happy ending, and then the twist of Bay being the murderer and how Meredith was involved with
Shelby.
Yeah.
That
then
rocked me.
I liked that there was different character point of views.
Yes.
Those are those are the things that I liked a lot.
So the one thing that I posted, the one thing that I wrote that I liked about this book, which I literally just told you, I am the queen of guessing who the killer is, or at least having a good idea of who the killer is and calling the twists.
Right.
No idea. No idea that Meredith was involved in Shelby's murder.
Yeah.
No idea that Bea was the murderer. I was hoping when they started kind of leaning into her, after they killed Shelby or ran her over and then buried her, did everything.
Yeah.
Bea kept checking in on her and was like, Meredith, you're not going to tell anybody, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to tell anybody. And I was like, this author is just kind of pinning it on Bea right now. It can't be her. Even after she was acting weird, I was like,
there's no way. There's no way.
There's no way. Yeah. She's kind of crazy, but there's no way that she's the one that did this to them. Because I just really, they loved those kids so much.
Yeah.
That I think I was more surprised. If it was just a child wasn't involved, then I'd be like, yeah, Bea killed Meredith.
Right.
Once she got being a suspect.
Yeah.
But since Delilah was involved, they love those kids that I just can't imagine her taking care of Leo every single day and being able to look at him and be like, I have your sister out back.
Yeah. not feel completely guilty or
Yeah.
like, yeah, she's a frigged up lady.
It literally hit me right as the police were like, oh, can we check your shed?
And she was like sketchy.
She was kind of sketchy, and I was like, yeah, I kind of get that. It's personal stuff. And
Yeah.
then after she walked into the house, as soon as she walked into the house, I had
you
to
were like,
stop.
you were
I
like,
was
oh my God, and it's Bia.
I was like, it's her. And the child is in there, or something is in there. And
Yeah.
I really hoped that Delilah was in there, honestly.
Me
Like,
too. If
I don't
it
really
wasn't,
care for
if
happy endings.
I liked it. I was so
No,
happy.
Like, I actually liked that ending.
Yeah.
I'm saying I usually don't care.
But you
for
liked
happy
this one.
Yes.
Yeah, me too. I was really happy.
But like, I sent you, I'm going to try and find the text message between me and Victoria when I was sent her the suspect list, and Bia was not on it. And
That's so crazy.
This girl, she put up with my text messages and all of the like gifts that I sent her and all that stuff. Let's see. So for right now, talk about what you didn't like.
Though I didn't really I didn't not like a lot. Like, I liked this book a lot. That's why I kind of gave it a 5-star. Because, like, I mean, like I asked before, like, there seemed to be, like, a few plot holes. Like, who was Sam that she was meeting, Shelby was meeting up with? Was it Marty? Because...
Oh, the guy that she was sleeping with?
Yeah. They never answered that question.
Interesting.
And that's instantly what came to my mind when I found out that, like, when Shelby's husband was like, she's cheating on me. And I was like, oh, I wonder if the Sam in the beginning of the book is Marty.
Interesting.
They never answered that.
No, they didn't.
And
answer
then, I think this was answered, and I just forgot. I said, "What happened to Shelby's baby?" And then, and then what's going on with Cassandra and Marty's marriage? Like, they never point on that again either. Because remember when they were the power went out and they looked across the street, and Marty came home, and Cassandra started yelling and throwing things at him, and then they never touched on their marriage again.
So that's probably, I wonder if that was a very, very small, like, insinuation that, well, Cassandra knew that Marty and Meredith had a thing, so they could have been fighting about that.
Probably, yeah.
But I didn't even realize that they didn't kind of touch on.
They never touched on it
the other
after.
person was.
Yeah.
But her baby, I'm pretty sure went somewhere else. Like, I
think the real dad got it, the baby.
Yeah, 'cause
So then that must have not meant that it was Marty's baby. Because they never.
That's
but
true.
that could be what they're fighting about. Who knows?
That's
Because
true.
they never touched on it ever again.
Maybe there'll be a sequel.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And then, I said that this is not what I think, but I could see why other people wouldn't like this book, because the Bay ending of her being the killer, the kidnapper, kind of felt rushed a little bit, because she went to the thing and was like, just took off.
I mean,
It kind of felt, yeah. It just kind of felt, I was thinking about it from another person's perspective, and I felt that maybe it felt rushed a little, but I liked it. I didn't hate it.
I loved it. So let me just go back. So I found the suspect list, and I'm not going to read them all just because it's all this. Okay, so I sent her this picture, and it says, what should I read next? Immediately. Local woman missing. And then I started reading it. And let's see. The next day, I texted her and said, there's so many suspects. And then the next day, I texted her and said, I'm 175 pages in. And then, let's see, went down. I said, everyone's cheating on their spouse. But you can just see, like, I'm not going to read all these text messages. But
she just goes in on these text messages.
And I just keep, like, I love her. She did not spoil one thing. She was just like, keep reading.
That's like, what I do. I do that with Morgan when I read a book and she texts me about it, and I'm like, And she gets so mad. It's
really
so fun.
It bothers me when you do it.
I go,
it bothers me when I read a book and you're reading it, and then I'll be like, oh, what part are you at? And then you tell me, and I'm like, oh, I'm so excited. And you're like, stop talking about it. I'm not telling you anything.
It's because I don't want something to squeeze out of you. And then you're like, and I'm like,
once I don't think I've ever spoiled a book.
No, you haven't.
No. So give me some friggin' credit.
What didn't you like about this book?
I did not like, let's see. So there were parts of this book that I didn't like, that Leo was sort of portrayed as a suspect.
Okay. I'm going to comment on Leo later when we go through like our little list of things.
Okay.
Because I also had a point about Leo that I wanted to talk about, but it's not that he's the suspect or anything.
They just made him. I had to keep reminding myself that he was like
he's like a freaking a high school student.
Yeah, I think I put on here. Yeah, I think I did the math and he's like 15 or.
Yeah, he's not. He's not.
But he was just like, oh yeah, it was so much better before you came back, and like he was making comments like that.
Yeah,
which. From his point of views, when he was explaining that his dad didn't pay attention to him, he lost his mom, and then his dad just didn't really care about him because he was so focused on
like he was
Delilah.
he was grieving and stuff. So
that I just kind of thought that they were trying to write him in as like a suspect,
like a killer.
But then I was like, well, he was like a newborn child, toddler
so
when this happened. So no way,
it wouldn't make sense.
No way.
Yeah.
So I just didn't like that how he was portrayed sometimes.
I agree with that because I'm just going to talk about what I was going to say.
Go for it.
In the beginning. When his earlier chapters, they made him seem like a big freaking brat, and I didn't like that at all because I don't think as you read on, he's definitely not like that. He's a sweet 15-year-old who's just misunderstood, and he had bad upbringing because his mom died, his sister is missing, and his dad's grieving, and his dad's the only person that he has. So he's pretty much raised himself, and like kind of just like was alone a lot because. All this is happening, and he gets bullied in school. He gets bullied at his babysitters when he was very young. Yeah. So like there's a lot going on with Leo, and he's just super misunderstood. But the author writes him as from the first few chapters, he's kind of a brat. And like you took it as he's a kind of a suspect. I took it as like he's kind of a brat and like kind of an ungrateful kid. But once you get to know him more, he's actually a sweet character, and he's like a really, really good character.
He was really good with the Delilah that came home.
Yeah, and
he
like
was really good.
Yeah, but in the beginning when she first came, he was kind of like meh. But I
wonder if that's because he like deep down knew it wasn't her.
Yeah, he had like an instinct feeling that it wasn't her.
My sister.
Yeah, and lo and behold, it wasn't his sister. So yeah, anything else you didn't like?
No, I don't think so. So. What do you want to talk about? Our favorite characters, quotes, moments, or do you want to go into the major plot points?
I didn't really have anything to say about that, just because like I really liked the family. Like I liked Josh, I liked Leo, I liked Meredith, I liked them a lot, and I liked Kate. But I didn't really have anything else to say about that.
I think I put this under favorite characters, quotes, moments. I think I just ran out of like our plot points say 3 to 5, and I think I have like 10 there. So I wanted to put it somewhere else to make it seem. I know you have like 50.
Well, I went deep into like some of the things that I had questions about. Sorry,
but one of the things that I said was that it was a little bit upsetting that Bia was the suspect and was the killer.
Yeah,
because of how much love there was between Kate and Bia, how much love there was between Leo, Kate, and Bia when they were all together. And I just had a very hard time grasping that some person could, like I said earlier, be around Leo and not be like, I have your sister out back.
And not feel guilty or like, I don't know, there's something weird. There's something weird.
She must be a psychopath, honestly.
I don't know how, because like, I don't know. It's insane. But like, she took good care of her while she was in her locked shed, whatever it is.
Take good care. Well,
but that doesn't do any justice. Like that's not a good thing to do. The whole thing's not good. But it's still like, I don't know. Yeah, I was a little upset that it was Bia, whatever.
It's whatever.
But I agree. I was a little upset, but at the same time, I really liked it because like I didn't really suspect
it coming.
No,
yeah, so it worked out.
I did get bad vibes from her when I was reading about her in the beginning, but
I didn't get any bad vibes from her at all. I'm interested to see what your
I don't know what I read that made me think that she was. I think it was the whole Kate chapter where she was like, she's from New York City. I don't really know a lot about her background, and she goes and makes music and hasn't really had any other jobs, and I don't really bother her personal space. She doesn't bother my personal space, so I don't even try to go back into her thing. And I was like,
something's weird
there.
Huh.
But I never thought of her being like a kidnapper. Never thought that in my life.
Like you probably thought that she was going to be like a big suspect.
Yeah, I thought that it was going to be something that wasn't related to the whole thing at all.
Yeah.
But lo and behold.
So major plot points.
Okay. I just want to talk about how Meredith as a character and her her chain of events that just kind of made her get into this like this huge spin of like, oh my gosh, it's just an unfortunate chain of events, and it just ends up in this huge bomb, and then like she ends up getting killed, and like it's crazy, and like just this poor character has the worst luck ever, and she's very intelligent and like a good human, and I just felt so bad. I just wrote about how like she gets text messages out of nowhere, and they're absolutely terrifying
from Cassandra,
but we don't know that at that point. She gets the text messages. Then she meets Shelby, this person who she thinks is getting domestically abused. And then she finds out Shelby's husband is cheating on her. Oh, no. She finds out that Shelby's cheating on her husband. Correct. And this is during her pregnancy.
Yes.
And then, her birth. Literally the day during her birth.
Okay.
And then
yes.
And then she finds out, then she experiences the doctor that Shelby hires, who's an absolute anus. That whole chapter.
The chapter of, I know I'm skipping around.
And then Kate's chapter.
That was the chapter that Josh read to me in the car.
Oh my God.
He was reading it, and after that chapter, he was like, okay, I think I'm done.
We're going to take a break here.
And I was like sitting on this, like I was driving and I had my hands on the steering wheel and they were just like white.
Yeah.
Because I was so stressed. I was upset. I was stressed. I was angry.
That chapter was ridiculous because one, I don't know what time period this takes place in. I'm assuming it's modern day or at least like late 90s, because there's no way that guy would not be working still. Because somebody would say something. I would hope to God somebody would say something. I'm thinking like late 90s, maybe not somebody would say something. Because that's rapey and so unprofessional and so dangerous. Yeah. Well, he could have, from Shelby's birth, he, one, hurt the baby forever.
He did.
Forever. He absolutely destroyed that child. And then, I think when he cut her, whatever, this makes me...
Yes.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He literally damaged her for life as well. So like that guy's so unprofessional, and that
he also gave her they call it a husband stitch. It's like when you give birth and you tear a little bit and they like, not to be gross, but they sew you back up.
Yeah.
But they sew you up a little bit more so you're tighter.
Oh,
he did that.
My God. I don't remember that, but oh my God.
Yeah.
And then in the beginning, he like told the nurse to go back in and give her another like check before she birthed, to like check how like her centimeters or whatever. I don't fucking know. Pregnancy. Yeah. And then she was like, Meredith was like, you don't have to do that. So I don't know, but honestly, whole thing, and then Cassandra thought she was with Marty still, and then
Cassandra was a bitch,
and then Bay hits Shelby, and then Bay ends up killing Meredith. So like this whole chain of events and this poor girl, and I just like, and it just gets worse and worse and worse, and I'm just like,
she's just trying her best.
She's just literally trying her best, and like I just feel like, and then she's also on anxiety pills because she had postpartum depression, and I was just like,
if you think about it though, all of this wouldn't happen if Cassandra didn't send those text messages, because they went out that night so she could tell, what's her husband's name?
Marty. Oh, Josh.
So she could tell Josh that her and Marty were a thing a long time ago. So she got Kate and Bea, or no, not Kate and Bea. Somebody watched the kids.
Oh, she got
anyway, it doesn't matter. She got somebody to watch the kids, and they went out, and then they saw Kate and Bea there, and then if they didn't go out that night.
Yeah, they wouldn't have gotten into a car accident.
I blame Cassandra for this whole book.
Oh, the whole thing. Her. Yep.
Hate.
Yeah, she was so rude. Absolute douche canoe. Absolute douche canoe.
If you think that your husband is cheating on you, yes, confront both parties or whatever you feel like you need to do. But if one party is like actively saying, no, that's not happening, and it's not like it's like, whatever, it's not happening.
Yeah, no, she like was hard. Like, this was in college. It's over. We were never really in love. Like, it was young love. She said young love.
So if you think about this, I think you might have been right about Shelby and Marty, maybe.
Yeah.
Because Cassandra was like, you think I don't notice when my
the 10 p.m. ice cream runs.
Yep. And Shelby goes out for 10
10 p.m. ice runs. Yeah. And that's what I was like, oh, I wonder if it's Marty. But I wonder if she's going to come out with another book about that side, or like whatever, if there's going to be a whole nother thing.
I don't know if I would want another book.
I don't think I want one either.
I don't think I want another book.
I don't either, but it's an interesting thing to think about and a question about, because like, who's Sam? It could be Marty, because remember in the beginning she was like, we don't use our real names because it's just about sex or whatever. That we talked about.
So one of the things, talking about Kate and Bea, one of the things that bothered me so much was that Bea obviously knew that it wasn't the doctor.
Right.
Bea did it.
Yeah.
Bea went to the doctor's office.
Oh, and went through with it.
Kate.
Yeah.
And let her go through with it and let her deal with all of that. And at one point, Bea's head was just kind of down.
Right.
And
she felt guilty about it because she freaking knew, but we didn't know that at that point.
Right. I mean, you could take that as like a supportive like spouse or partner or whatever going and just being like, I can't do anything about this. We need to get this done. And that's how I took it.
Yeah.
But then come to find out she was the killer anyway, and she let her do that. So I was just like, I get you're trying to save face here, but also this is a person that, like, yes, she told her not to do it, but then she was like, I'm coming with you.
Yeah, she really pushed. Yeah, she really pushed for her not to go, though.
She did. And I feel like she would have gone anyway, but I feel like if I was in Bea's shoes, I wouldn't have been able to sit in the same room.
Oh, no. Again, she doesn't really have a guilty conscience.
Yeah.
Not at all. She really doesn't. So that's like two separate times where she could have like really broken down and been like, oh my gosh, confessed. One with Leo and two with Kate. So I wanted to talk about Delilah and fake Delilah. So here's the thing, another thing that I just realized right now that I didn't really like, that the first chapter, she obviously has to do this, the author, the first chapter, every chapter has the name of the character. That's the point of view. First chapter is about Delilah's basement time and where she's trapped in and how she escapes and all this stuff. The title of the book is Delilah. We obviously know why she's named Delilah, because the people who trapped her in the house wanted her, tried to convinced her mentally that she was Delilah and that her parents were Josh and Meredith and her brother was Leo. So when she saw a picture of these people, she was like, oh, that's my dad. Or like saw him in person, that's my dad. I just don't like, and obviously it's misleading for a reason, because we don't want to figure out that this is not.
Yeah,
it just kind of seems like a little bit of a cop out. I almost wish it was a little bit that she kept the titles off the chapters.
Oh, so that we didn't get
yeah. So, but
and I can't believe that cop lady faked the DNA.
I forgot about that.
I don't know how. Like, yeah, I guess she thought that she was like, because her and Josh have this like weird.
It's like a weird relationship. He is like flirty, but like I think she's more flirty, and I don't think he's really interested in her.
He's just kind of getting the information.
Yeah, and I also think he's just like really liking the attention, because obviously his wife's been dead for 10 years,
11 years.
Yeah, so he's like liking the attention, but also at the same time he's trying to, yeah.
But that she faked the DNA.
That was nuts.
I really didn't see that coming either.
Same. I had no clue that was I was like,
when they were talking about the cleft chin, I was like, how is that? I forgot about the DNA, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
But then he went back and he was like, what about the DNA? And she was like, I don't know. I forgot how to do my job.
Yeah, I was like.
And then she was like, sorry, I faked it.
Huh? Yeah.
I probably would have punched her right in the face.
Oh, God. Josh. Same. I would have been so freaking mad. I'm like, first off, we've been working together for 11 years. She's like, I just want you to be happy. And when I saw you with the fake Delilah, you were so happy. And I was just like, we've been working on this case for 11 years. And blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, that doesn't give you the excuse to make fake happiness and lie. Like, your job is for the greater good. And you just made the greater good not great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
I was shook when Gus wasn't real.
Oh, I know.
That literally
threw me for a loop too.
And then Leo like got mad at Delilah.
Yeah.
and was like, you just made it up for attention. How do we know that everything you're saying isn't a lie? I mean, that was foreshadowing in and of itself, but it just like, obviously she clearly thought that Gus was there. I mean, we all did in the beginning. I literally was so upset.
Yeah. Well, and then that's the interesting thing is that like, if you like think about how Gus was fake, and then you go back to the chapters of her running through the woods and escaping from her two kidnappers. He just disappears, and it's kind of interesting to think about it, how he was fake, because now she's in like safety, he's gone, and it's like her mental processes now that she's safe and like really like fight or flight mode, she like gets rid of her imagination. It's interesting. And that's like the psychology part of that is so interesting to me, and how like when she's just been down there in the dark for so long, and like her like anxiety and her like just the stress that they're putting on her, and how that like made her come up with this character in her brain and this person.
If you think about it too, now that like we're talking about this a little bit more, in the one of the first chapters when she's making that shank, and the old lady's at the top of the stairs, and she's like, "Are one of you gonna come up and get the bowls?" And she just keeps saying that Gus is standing there and he's like frozen, and that
keeps her thinking that he's real.
Right. So I was just kind of like just thinking now about how like there's a sign right there that he's not real. He's not going up and interact. But the lady, I think, I mean, I could be wrong, but I thought she said, "Are either of you going to come up here?"
But that's I bet she played on that, because they tortured this girl a lot, and I'm wondering if what was her name? Carly? I can't remember what her name. It started with C.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
Whatever. The fake Delilah. She, I bet she says something about Gus,
and then
they played on it, because they tortured that girl so bad. And didn't they torture her so bad that her growth stunted, because she was in the dark so long that her growth stunted. So she's like supposed to be 17, but she's like shorter than Leo.
I don't remember that aspect. You're probably not wrong.
Yeah, that I thought it's just like it was very interesting to see. And like I wrote down Carly's seller time versus Delilah's seller time, and like how Delilah kind of got it a little bit better, even though that like she didn't. I don't know who had the worst time being tortured wise, because like Carly was in the dark and was psychologically tortured, and then but Delilah was at the same time, because she could literally see through the window and watch her family grow up, and like all this stuff, do their daily activities, and like watch her dad be in pain. And it's just like, damn. Yeah. It's also like, that's also psychologically torturing as well, because she's right there. She can see Leo grow up, see her dad go through all this pain, and she can't do anything because Bea, whatever frick her name is, has her trapped. Yeah, that's what I wrote down. I just wanted to like touch on that, because I thought it was interesting to see like just two different tortures. And they're like so painful. Like, which one is worse? It's like so painful, and I think that at the same time they're both so obviously they're so bad, but like which one is worse, being in the dark and not knowing, or watching your whole life
family mourn you?
Watching your whole life flash before you and not even being able to do anything about it.
And I was really impressed, and well, this girl has been through so much trauma, but I was really impressed that the real Delilah remembered about her mom being murdered. She was what, 6? She was
so young. Yeah, because her brother was like 3 or 4.
Yeah, so she was 6. Like, I don't remember what happened when I was 6. I'm sure that was such a traumatic memory that it stuck in her head for sure.
Reading about it from Meredith's perspective was freaking traumatizing for me. And just thinking about her seeing Bea behind her, Bea, whatever,
killer lady,
with a hammer behind her and saying, "Mommy, the remote's not working," and then blackout. I was like, oh God.
Yeah. This was a book that kind of like, this is everything I wanted in a thriller.
So good.
It gave you all the details of like everything that could lead you right to the killer, but it also didn't.
Right. Yeah.
It gave you an unsuspected killer, and it was like, I feel like this was more of a domestic thriller, just because it was like all families and all whatever.
It's in one neighborhood. Yeah.
But it was literally, they gave you so many suspects.
Yeah.
That I was just kind of like,
There's just like, it's so many fricked up F and shiz.
Oh my god.
There's so much of that it like, it rocks your brain a little bit, like with the doctor and how effed up that is. And then Cassandra, how effed up she is and how like untrustworthy and how she's like, and then how like cliquey the mothers at the school were.
Yeah.
And then how Marty's cheating on his wife, and then Shelby's going out and cheating on her husband.
Everybody was cheating.
Everybody was so awful. But like, not as bad as Bathhouse. Oh my god.
You could at least root for
you
some
could
people.
root for some people, but Holy Toledo, it was just like a toxic neighborhood of bad people. So yeah,
It was.
it's like you never see what goes on behind closed doors. It's so crazy. So
Do you have anything else you want to talk about the major plot points?
we didn't really talk about the accident. I mean, we did, but we didn't really go into it too much. And you were like,
Oh, Shelby.
yeah, how they hit Shelby, and how Meredith was like, we need to do something. This is my client. We need to do something. And she like immediately wanted to go to the police and like put herself in. And she's like, I don't care. This needs to happen. We need to make sure she's okay. Like,
I don't know about you, but I completely forgot about Shelby in like the beginning, like about her getting hit. And so when they were driving home, that one of the chapters ends and it's like, the worst accidents happen the closest to home, and then it just kind of drifted off, and I was like, oh, so they're gonna get into an accident. And then I was like, well, I don't remember like an accident in the present tense. And then I still like, I don't know, maybe I was just so invested that it just clouded my memory. Like, I need to know what happens next. I don't care about the rest of the book. But then once they like drove up and then they hit something, I was like, oh my god, they hit Shelby.
yeah,
Like it just kind of all hit me at once.
Yeah.
It's my favorite kind of book, honestly.
Yeah.
The ones that draw me in, I completely forget about the world, and I'm like, I need to know what happens.
yeah, so good. I read the first chapter and I was like, this is weird.
We're in like this book.
Yeah. Well, not even that. It was just like, what? This is so weird. I wonder how this is going to type it. I read, so the beginning chapter is not really a chapter. It's like an introduction. And then you go into the chapter about Delilah. And I'm like, well, how does this connect?
Yeah.
And then we get into it and it's just like everything connects and you're just like, what the heck?
Yeah.
So it's just really good.
It was so good.
It's so good.
I would really recommend this to anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody.
It's a good thriller. If it's just really good because it's very there's nothing really make believe. It's not really something that wouldn't really happen in real life. It's actually something that could potentially happen and actually be a story. So I don't know. I liked it. I've seen a few people who don't like it, and I could see why. The ending seemed a little rushed, but not to me.
I didn't think it was rushed either.
Not to me, but from an outsider's perspective, it could be. A lot of characters, it could get confusing, but I liked it. I thought she did really well.
Yes, I don't know. This wasn't her debut novel. This was one that just released. I think this year or last year.
Yep, nope, this year.
And it was just so good. When we went to Barnes and Noble, I was looking at her other books, and this book I think is rated over a 4.
I'm not entirely sure, but
It's definitely over a 4 on Goodreads, which I feel like you have to be an amazing book to get an over 4 on Goodreads.
yeah,
All of her other books are like 3 5s.
this is so good.
I didn't get any of her other books because I kind of want to maybe take a break from her, because I feel like with Alex Michaelides.
Yeah. The guy who wrote The Whisper Man and
Oh,
that's Alex
Silent-
Morris. Sorry.
Silent Patient.
Yeah, Silent Patient.
So Silent Patient was so good, blew my mind. And then I read The Maidens, and it was a thumbs down.
It was just like, meh.
It wasn't, I shouldn't say it was a thumbs down. It wasn't a bad book. I was expecting a lot more after reading The Silent Patient.
Yeah.
So I don't want me to read this and be like, holy crap, this is so good.
And then read another book of hers and
be
just be like,
disappointed and never read her books again.
meh. Yeah.
I want to wait a little bit before I read another one.
Yeah. It's hard to be like that. Like, it's hard to be a Taylor Jenkins read, you know?
Yeah. Not everybody
It's hard.
can be a Taylor
It can't
Jenkins
be a Taylor Jenkins read. Not everybody can.
No,
but
no.
there's a good potential that she could come out with another one, and it's really, really good. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'll give her another shot. I just don't want to do it too soon.
And then you're like
disappointed and turned off.
Great book.
Yes, great book.
Get
100%
local missing.
recommend.
Yep.
Great.
Absolutely good.
So
good. Good wine, good book.
good wine, good book. Sometimes we have hits, sometimes we have misses. It's totally fine. Do you have anything else you want to talk about before we get into the Bookstagrammer of the month and our next book?
Nope, I'm good. I liked it a lot.
Okay. So for this month, I have got to shout out someone who actually gifted me this book and turned me on to this book and made me want to read it. I got it, and Danielle was like, didn't you already have it?
Yeah, I was like, well, this is on my shelf and I've been wanting to read it, so let's just do it. Yeah.
So I need to shout out Jamie at moms_all_booked. I think I won one of her giveaways, and it was like something on my Amazon wish list, and this was on my Amazon wish list, and she was like, I read it. It was so great. You need to read it. I'm gifting it to you. So thank you so much, Jamie. Thank you so much for supporting the podcast and kind of giving us our next book to read.
Yeah, kind of. She's like, that's what pushed us to do it. So she's the one who just pretty much decided our next book.
She decided our book. So this is great. Go follow her.
Yeah, go follow Jamie. Yay.
We love her. And do you want to tell them what our next book of October is?
Sure. Behold.
Okay.
Our adventure today was, let me tell you.
Holy crap.
Morgan and I like very similar books, right? Mm-hmm. But holy cow, picking out a goddamn horror for the month of October going into November.
We spent about an hour and a half.
We were at Barnes & Noble for so long.
At least an hour.
So long.
At least an hour picking out books, and it would be like, Danielle would pick up a book, read it, hand it to me to read the synopsis, and I'd be like, put it back, I don't want to read it.
And then she'd do it to me, and I'd do the same exact thing. And we were there, and our poor friend Shanza, who was there, she literally was like, I'm gonna go look at the puzzles.
She was handing us books and was like, and I don't even know if she like had read any of these books, but she's like, this sounds good, what about this? And would read us the synopsis. And poor Shanza, I don't think either of us were listening to her because we were just reading our own books. And then she's like, you know what, I'm going to the puzzles.
I'm gonna look at the puzzles. I felt so bad because we literally, I'm pretty sure we were ignoring her because we were on a friggin' mission to find that book.
And we
saw this early.
We saw that early. And
we saw it early, and we were like, let's keep looking.
Yeah, let's keep looking. And then we came back to it. I already own this book. I got it at Barnes & Noble for like a BOGO deal.
Yeah.
And I was like, this sounds really good. I'm going to get it. I've tried to start to read it. I haven't started a chapter.
Yeah, you just pick it up and are like, this is an option. But then I have something else. Yeah.
No thanks. I want to read a thriller.
Yeah. So
this is our next
book. Read. It's The Only Good Indians by
Stephen Graham Jones.
We actually had Shanza look up some of the scariest books.
And that
one's one of the top 5 ones that came up. So we're just like, might as well. Well, we looked at it early and we're like, we were going to do Stephen King, but Stephen King's got thick daddy syndrome, and boy, he writes those thick buddies. So we were like, Danielle reads slow.
Did you just say
thick daddy? Thick daddy syndrome.
Has thick daddy syndrome?
He writes big books, and he can't lie.
Think that's what that means.
Anyway, so
I don't.
Anyway, so we
new co-host wanted.
I like this bit. We should keep it going. Anyway, so we're gonna read Stephen King. Morgan bought 2 Stephen Kings. We did not end up agreeing on a Stephen King together, but maybe in our future, who knows? But for this spooky season, we're gonna read this one. I hope.
And the guy that cashed us out at the register said,
oh yeah, he said it was really good. He said that if you work at Barnes & Noble, sometimes you guys, they get early releases, and he read it, and a bunch of people who work with him read it, and they all loved it. So hopefully he said that the ending's really great. So
I can't wait.
I know, I'm excited to read it. It's perfect time because we're going to be reading in October, and October's Halloween, so it'll be a good time.
Jesus scared out of me.
I'm really excited. Watch us hate it.
We
have a good track record about
Bathhouse.
Bathhouse.
We haven't read a book and been like, I hated this book.
Yeah, we're due in time. There will be a day that both of us will be like, no.
I feel like we need to maybe for next year, what we can do is set up like January we read mystery.
Oh, like do different genres.
Tuesday.
Do different genres. Yeah, because we've been doing a lot of thriller horrors.
Which is totally fine.
And mysteries. That's something that we both can relate to. I'm good with reading any type of like genre because I love historical fictions. I love romance. I love fantasy. I love sci-fi. Those 4 aren't ones I'm going right to. I'm going to mystery, thriller, horror. But
I just need a little bit of stabby factor.
Yeah.
Not
But
necessarily the thick daddy syndrome or whatever the fuck she said. I hate you so much for saying that.
But yeah, no. Yeah, maybe next year, I hate you. Maybe next year we'll do the different genre each month so that we can have
Just
more
to kind of
variety.
expand it just for some of our listeners. I know a lot of our listeners read the same books as we do. Malibu Rising wasn't really a thriller.
No, but you thought it was.
I went into that book, not to like backtrack. I went into that book and I was waiting for somebody to die. I was like, this is going to be a thriller. It's going to be great. Very wrong. But well, Razorblade Tears was a thriller. Never mind. I was going to say nobody died in that. Two people died
spoiler.
in the first 2 chapters. Well, it's the sons that died.
Yeah, you're right.
They're murdered.
Yeah, maybe we should do that. We'll talk about it more, but
Yeah, we can figure out. We should.
well, there's good other options for books like February is a good romance time, so we could do romance, and then like
I'll read it.
March we could do like a historical fiction and do like something like We Are the Brennans is very could do March for We Are.
Lauren has that book. I want to borrow it from her when she's done.
So yeah, so there's plenty of options, and hello, 2022 is year of new books. I can't believe it's going to be 2022 in like 4 months.
Can we talk about Riley Sager? Or was it Riley Sager? His new book, Somewhere Beyond the Lake, or something about a lake. His the title dropped, and I think it's releasing in 2022.
Ooh.
This man does not take breaks.
Yeah, I know.
He just released Survive the Night in July, and he's having a book
come out soon.
He said it's not done yet. He's expecting it
to come out 2022.
In 2022, yeah. But I think his books are particularly, like, they're published or released early elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're predominantly, because what am I trying to say? The title was in a different language and it was translated.
Oh, I see.
So I don't know.
Yeah, that's how Frederick Backman does it too. His books come out early in like Sweden or something like that, wherever he's from, and then they come out. Like he released the title of the third book for Beartown, yeah, and it's in a different language, and it came out early. It's coming out earlier there rather than in America.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
This wine is so good, Danielle.
I know, it's tasty.
Gosh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just took
it's
a
close.
swig and I was like,
tasty.
Standing up's gonna be fun.
Anyway, so yeah, get this book and read it with us. You have a whole month. We upload on the 1st every month.
So it's going to be November 1st. So you have until November 1st
to read
the
that.
Only Good Indians.
We, on the other hand, have to read it much faster.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm excited. Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
It should be good. It sounds scary. So
it was in the horror section. So it's not even like we're reading a thriller.
No, we're reading a horror.
I'm wondering if it's going to be like scary horror or if it's going to be gory horror.
I don't know.
I hope it's scary
I think
horror.
the guy would have said something about it because I think that gore really resonates with people when they read it. So like I think that would be something that would come up if in a conversation. At least for me, I would be like, that's really gory or like descriptive when it comes to it. But he never said anything about it. So
and he was like an older guy.
Oh my gosh, like he was such a sweet man.
You didn't hold the door for him. He was such a sweet man.
I told him I was sorry.
I know. I heard you across the entire.
Well, I felt so bad because I was
sorry for not opening the door for you.
He remembered though.
He said what to you after you said it?
Whatever. And then he remembered. He was like, "You're just holding the door open for the lady with the cane," and then I just didn't look backwards. Whatever. It's fine.
Oh, so you were opening the door for her, and then the lady used the closer door, and then you closed it when he was right behind you.
Yeah, and I didn't even notice him.
I heard that interaction, but I didn't know what happened.
Oh, yeah, I felt so bad. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. So, yeah.
And she apologized. Mind you, that was an hour and a half later that she goes up to this.
He remembered it.
Well, do you have anything else?
No. No. Book of the month comes out soon.
Book of the month comes out soon.
Book of the month comes out soon.
10 days. We're recording a little bit too early this month, but Danielle and I are last.
We have, we both have plans that weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
important things.
New co-host wanted.
Are you gonna read Plain Bad Heroines? I think you should.
Yeah, I should.
Please.
I should. I know. I want to get back on. I want to get back on there. You've just been reading some Thick Daddy Syndrome books. That's going to be a coined term. Please don't ever use it for Stephen King again, though.
Thick Daddy Syndrome.
I cannot. I think I'd rather get a new co-host.
No.
I'm kidding. What would I
No
do
one's
without
more
you?
entertaining than me. Anyway,
Your co-host
thank you for watching Boost and Reviews episode 3.
3.
We'll see you guys in November.
Oh my god. November 1st.
New host,
I think the mic
new
is over
co-host wanted.
You can't steal my credit.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for support. God damn it.
Thanks for the love.
supporting us always. Thank you for all the people reaching out to us. Oh, we have, well, never mind.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you want to do it next month or now?
I think we should do it next month because that gives me more time.
Okay. Surprise.
Surprise coming.
Surprise coming next month.
Yeah, I need some time to do it.
Okay, no ASMR. No more. Okay. Anyway, sorry about that. Danielle and I don't really work on what we're going to talk about before the show. So here we are. November 1st, catch us here with the Only Good Indians.
Yee! Horror month. Yeehaw. Horror month.
Oh, I don't know what I thought you said, and then you said yeehaw afterwards. New co-host.
Horror! Yeehaw! Bye, everybody. Woo! Love you guys.